special presentation. From the Captain Esports Network.
This isn't just a game, this is iRacing. All right, it's Wednesday night. Let's get ready to do some racing as we welcome you to Atlanta, where the players play and the racers race. The Legacy Atlanta Motor Speedway, the spot of the fourth and final race of this first round. For the first time ever, by the way, a fourth race in a playoff for GLSR in the Downrange Transport Premier Series. And it's the Atlanta Motor Speedway Legacy track. We get ready for 130 laps of racing tonight as the cars here have brought out their charity paint schemes of choice as they represent non-for-profits or other organizations that have meant a lot to them when it comes to maybe some family members that have been affected by illnesses and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of those tonight, and you're also going to see some money being donated in places, and you're also going to see 20 cars going racing tonight with 7 drivers looking to lock their spots. I'm sorry, let me do my math correctly here. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 drivers are going for the final spot in the playoffs here this evening at Atlanta. So let's take a look at the point standings. This qualifying coming up here shortly. Sam Fontaine leading after Darlington. Of course, Miles and Alex Bryson the winner at Darlington. They have advanced. Jonathan Tuckness, Diego Sainz, Pluff, Dalton, Strayer, Peachin, Carter, Maciejewski, and Alphin, your top 12. Now, the numbers you see on that screen to the right, you might as well delete those out. They don't matter. The only way they will matter is if a driver outside the playoffs wins tonight. That's the only way this will matter. Otherwise, if one of these drivers with the white number, position number, win tonight, they are the fourth and final driver in the playoffs, going to the final 4 next week in Homestead, Miami Speedway. So pretty simple. One of them guys win, they advance. If one in the purple win again, then the top guy in points moves on as the fourth driver. And if somebody outside the playoffs wins, then the top driver advances. So it's pretty simple. The question is, what will happen here this evening as the cars are heading out on track right now for the qualifying session? We call it Hot Laps here, and it is presented by Spicy Schemes, of course. Sammy B handing out some money to the driver that can win the pole here tonight, and of course the driver with the most poles at season's end will get themselves a free paint scheme from Sammy B. So let's see who's going to be the first one out there on the track. As it looks like it's going to be Lucas Strayer. He's got a weird tie to the Atlanta area. Of course, his favorite driver, who ironically he met apparently at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this week, is Reed Sorensen, who's from the Peachtree City area of Atlanta. Brings her off turn number 4. He'll be the first one to cross the start-finish line here. And, of course, this is the Legacy track, so you're going to see the bumps, the character, and everything that it used to have. There's no drafting or anything tonight you're going to be seeing, like the pack race and stuff. You're going to be seeing cars from the bottom to the top running as fast as they can go, and handling going to come into play and so much more. As Strayer brings it into turn 3 and 4. He's been in the high groove the whole entire time here. Getting a little free there off turn 4. As he brings it down to the start-finish line, he'll be the first lap on the board. But he won't be the fastest. 31.52 from Brandon Alphin, already 3/10 up. Now, obviously, the different groups here, as Strayer hangs it out there a little bit. So you wonder if Lucas ran the ball. He's going to give it up. So Lucas, unfortunately, 31.50 or 31.86 going to be his lap of record, unfortunately, for him. As Alphin still on the pole, Sam Fontaine second, Diego Sainz 31.58 is third. As here he is down the back straightaway. All these cars on track right now, getting their laps in. There's Diego right on that white line as he brings her off turn number 4. Tuckness in the purple. And he beat Alphin's 35. As Sainz crosses the line, he goes 31.42. It is P2. As Tuckness crosses the line, he did not make it. 31.67. As Jason Dalton takes the 2 car up to P4. 31.47 for him. And Sean Peachin right now out there in his second lap as he goes by. Dalton Carter's crossed the line. His lap 31.72. Got Tyler Brewer, Lucas Simonson, Alex Bryson, last week's winner on track, along with Tyler, mentioned Brewer. Brandon Maciejewski, the other car on track, 31.69 for him. As Sean Peachin, 31.40. Peachin ran the most laps in practice. That's a pretty good lap for that 69 car. As here's last week's winner, Darlington. Second straight season, he's pulled out a win in the third race of the playoffs. It wasn't as dramatic as last season's. But he definitely earned the one at Darlington last week. So he goes down the back straightaway. Brewer on track. Dylan Rosenberg taking to the track. And one driver I should mention we're not seeing tonight, Stephen Miles. Obviously, he's got, I believe, some. Oh, no, my Miles is here. I just looked and saw his light up, so my bad. As AB crosses the line, he is P9, 31.64, and that was on the top side as he brings it to the bottom this time. Lets it drift up towards that outside wall, down the back straightaway. And out of the turn 3 and 4 section down to the start-finish line will still be Alphin on the pole. Bryson crossed the line, P5 for the Pennsylvania driver. As here's Rosenberg in the 91 on track. Let's watch Stephen Miles. And Miles 15th right now with his throwaway lap, 31.75. Tyler Pluff just crossed the line also. And got about 4 seconds left here for a lot of these cars to get there. Rosenberg's going to be 8th. And everybody else is going to run out of time. So Brandon Alphin going to win the pole for the Spicy Schemes Hot Laps. Congratulations to that Dale's Pools and Spa number 21 car. As we are going to step aside, go trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er
All right, 20 cars getting ready to go racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. As we take a look at the starting lineup here, Brandon Alphin on the pole. Sean Peachin looking for his second career win, which would be the biggest, as he would be into the Final Four. If he can get it, he'll start outside row 1. Diego Sainz and Sam Fontaine there in row number 2. Alex Bryson, Brandon Maciejewski, row 3. Jason Dalton and Dylan Rosenberg, row 4. Joey Londasor, Josh Gagnon, row 5. Tuckness, who has struggled, to say the least, in these playoffs. He's 11th, alongside Tyler Pluff, who's come so close to that first career win. Dalton Carter, Tyler Brewer, row 7. Row 8, Stephen Miles, Lucas Strayer. Miles here at his home track. Luke Simonson has put this whole event together, and when I tell you here in a few minutes how much money is on the line for the winner tonight to be donated to a non-for-profit or a charity of their choice, you can thank Lucas Simonson for putting this all together. Blaine Sparley, Robert Lukens, Cam Ingram might be stuck in the I-75 traffic. Race information tonight, 130 laps, 200 miles. And this race, of course, in the league, presented by Downrange Transport, the sponsor of the Premier's Series. Of course, the race tonight known as the Donate Life 200 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, as they come off of turn number 4. Pace car pulls off into the hands of Brandon Alphin as they come to the green flag. Who is the final driver in the playoffs? We find out now. Our cameras presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. And need I say, the streak that is going right now in this series, it's a couple cars bouncing off the wall there in the back straightaway, is we have gone 2 races now completely without a caution outside of the halfway break. Will tonight make it 3 as they race off of turn number 4? Across the start-finish line, Brandon Alphin leads the lap number 1. And look at Sean Peachin going to roll that top side, trying to get it rolling. He's got it up there to the front, so Sean Peachin to the lead here quickly. Sam Fontaine, as you see his number in gold. Alex Bryson's number in gold. So is Stephen Miles. Those numbers are in gold because they have advanced into the Final Four. And the other numbers in green, those are the other drivers eligible for that final playoff spot here tonight, where a win in that race will get you in officially. You'll see some cars out there running some paint schemes maybe for a representative charity or non-for-profit. You see that 2 car, which always in this race has a little biasness in me, as once again Jason Dalton has put my daughter Lucy on the car, and he's running the Celiac Disease Foundation paint scheme, and so is Tyler Dalton in the Tyler Brewer in the 40 car. So a pretty cool deal there out of those guys, and always appreciative. As you ride with Dylan Rosenberg, the 91 car, so he's got Josh Gagnon and the very blinky Joey Londasor in that 23 car. So I talked about the money a second ago that is on the line here in this race tonight. So basically, according to Lucas Strayer's math in chat here, as Luke Simonson, Josh Gagnon, and also Joey Londasor, and one other driver has put some money on the line tonight. You know what? It was Dylan Rosenberg. So in the end, we've got roughly, what is it, like $500 or something like that total up for grabs for a charity tonight. So 155 from Luke. Josh said he was matching it, so that would put us to 310. And then Lucas said, so 465 plus Joey's 23, so $534. There you go. That's a lot of math. as you're right on board with Rosenberg. So big shout out to all those guys putting this together and making this a big event as Peachin leads after Alphen led that first lap. Fontaine right there on his back bumper. Diego Sainz right there. Alphen is falling back to fourth. Alex Bryson there in the top five. Maciejewski, Rosenberg, Gagnon, Ladisor, Pluff. And I think you're going to see a lot of comers and goers in this race. You're going to see the guys that kind of take off here with the car, and then those who let the car come back to them on the longer run, saving the worn out tires. As already seeing the car fall off about a half second in these first 8 laps. As you see Tuckness there inside, or outside I should say, of Miles making the pass for the 13th position. So Tuckness up to 13th. You would think he would be the guy that would be the one to watch tonight in this race, being how fast he's been during the regular season. But he has tried some different things, and things have not gone his way in the playoffs here. That's why he's only got the 14-point lead over Diego Sainz right now. As for the lead, here comes Sam Fontaine to the bottom. Not able to roll up to that side of that AC Schemes number 69 car, and that's going to bring Diego Sainz into the picture. With a pretty good move there, top to the bottom, got the run off that top side Peachin back at the wall, and that should allow Sainz to carry the momentum into turn one to see if he slides up here, and he's going to get him moved. The driver out of Houston to the front, the 44 car, Diego Sainz. The top four all separated out by about 0.6 of a second, and Brandon Alphen, Alex Bryson, and all these guys back here in a single file line. The draft keeping these guys all together, but the handling is what is coming into play now as you start to see the cars move from bottom to the top or wherever they can find clean air. Strayer up 3 spots to the 13th position already. Brandon Alphen falling back 4 spots at the start of this race. Cam Ingram still not here, as almost Rosenberg and Gagnon get together there. And now Gagnon in the outside wall. That could have been a little trouble there. Good job of giving each other some room. You see up there Peachin now putting pressure back on Sainz, and then Fontaine in a little gap now back to Jason Dalton in the 4th position. So we're definitely seeing this track open up. Appreciate everybody watching, hanging out here this evening so far. If you're new to the channel or just hanging out with us, make sure you go and share the word with some friends. Let them know about the stream. Oh, Gagnon just knocked the wall down in one. Of course, here tonight and then tomorrow night, and then we get a week off basically till Wednesday. As we get into the 4th of July holiday, you're going to see a lot of races not on, a lot of series not on again, as the only series racing next week will be these guys here on Wednesday night at Homestead. And after that, again, we're off all the way until the following Thursday, I think. So, not many races on the schedule. But sometimes it's a little vacation time, a little time off. Can't complain about that, right? So 16 laps complete, and now you see the 94 Tuckness starting to make moves as Gagnon once again. On the wall. That car cannot take many more of those kind of shots. This car not as delicate as those next-gen cars that you see, or even the trucks. I mean, these cars here, you hit the wall with them, it's almost lights out for a little bit. Should mention, as that's been going on back there, Sean Peachin and Sam Fontaine have gone back to the front, passing Diego Sainz for the lead. And if you look in the, as Gagnon comes to pit road, if you go look in the race description in the bottom, you will notice 40 Racewear. Your chance to get yourself some shoes and some gloves for iRacing and pretty much any racing game you like to play. If it's Assetto Corsa or whatever, you can check out 40racewear.com. Get yourself a set of gloves or some shoes. They got some merchandise there for you and more. Check out 40racewear.com. Big shout out to Jim Herrick for what he does for this iRacing community and stuff. And as mentioned, I got a pair of shoes, and Teller's been in chat a few times talking about what he has, which is the gloves and the shoes, and you can too. So check out 40racewear.com. I believe Josh Gagnon's taking his car behind the wall at lap 19, so unfortunately he fought the wall and the wall won. Teammates starting the battle here for the 5th position is Brandon Alf and Alex Bryson. Jason Dalton in this battle. Brandon up to the 5th position. Bryson back to 6th. And not the only battle on the track. Back here, Tyler Bluff. Oh, and in the wall is the 23 Alana Soar. And he running his own special paint scheme, which is the, I want to make sure I saw this right. And of course, he blinks out as I go to look. So Fontaine looking to grab this lead from Sean Peachin, and one of the weaknesses of Fontaine these last few seasons, of course, he did win the championship with his win at Chicagoland a couple seasons ago, but he's not really been good on these bigger tracks, like the 2-mile tracks and 1.5 miles. He runs well, but just seems to not be able to put the finishes together. So tonight might be a good little, I guess, practice race, if you will, for Homestead, to get himself up there and potentially win himself another championship here in the series. Him right up there almost against the boards as he trails Peach in here. Sainz holding on about half second back himself here. You see the lap times have fallen off almost a second and a half now since the start of the race. We're only 25 laps in. You got the 3 sets of tires to work with tonight. How do you want to do that? 45, 90 maybe? Do you want to go 40, 80 and go 50 laps in the final run? You go as far as you can go. I mean, there's a lot of strategy call here you can make at this track, and when you have tires that wear like this, the options are everywhere right now. Let's check on Stephen Miles, who started back in the 15th position. He's worked his way up to 11th, and now right here behind the 39 of Tyler Pluff as he drops it to the bottom here. And makes the pass, and Lucas Strayer there with him. Now, we need to play, or put the fact in play here, that halfway is lap 65. And there will be a halfway break if there is no caution somewhere in this race. It'll be the third straight race that has happened. If so, Joey Ladouceur has come to pit road or something has happened. I think he towed or something. I'm not sure. But unfortunately, issues for Ladouceur's battle for fourth. Brandon Alphin and Jason Dalton. It looks like Dalton has made the pass, and now Miles underneath Rosenberg. So here's where those guys who have saved the tires are starting to work their way up. Now, these guys cannot go 65 laps on the tank of fuel. Let's go ahead and put that out there now. So they will have to stop at one point in this run. The question is going to be, we've seen people not take tires at all in this stop. We've seen 2 tires get taken. We've seen 4 tires. What is the right move? These guys are putting on a fight up here at the front. All 5 of the top 5 riding right up against the boards here. What makes this track so much fun to be a part of. Checking on Tuckness here as he battles with Alex Bryson as he goes to the 6th position. I want to send a shout out to Speedway, or I'm sorry, Spoiler Diecast. Spoiler Diecast, where you can type in GLSR and get yourself a free shipping, of course, over $20 and 5% off your price by going to SpoilerDiecast.com. Big shout out to those guys for sponsoring throughout the season. Of course, on that 41 car of Lucas Strayer. So Peach and Fontaine and Diego Sainz your top 3, and then the battle for 4th right there behind them with Dalton and Alphin. But here comes Tuckness lurking behind them. Alex Bryson, top 7, all right here under a blanket still. Brandon Maciejewski there behind him in the 93 car. Came so close last week at Darlington to getting that win, and he almost came from the back to do it. Stephen Miles up to 9th, Lucas Strayer up to 10th. Again, win and get in for everybody, except for those out of the playoffs, obviously. And if one of them win, or one of the cars that have won in the playoffs win, then it'll be the top points guy, will be the 4th driver in. Of course, entering this race, it was Jonathan Tuckness by 14 points. So obviously the odds would be in Tuckness's favor to be that 4th driver if a playoff driver doesn't win. But Sean Peachin's done a good job maintaining that front. Signs has led a little bit. Fontaine's been right there. Alphen's led a lap. So definitely a lot of lead changes already in this race. And a lot of different guys leading laps here. We ride with the 93 car, 8th position here. And you see Miles go flying on by. Track built back in 1960 as a 1.522 mile regular shaped oval. Stayed that way all the way up until 1997. Of course, it was at that time known as Atlanta International Raceway. It became Atlanta Motor Speedway. Track was reconformed into a 1.54 mile D-shaped oval that you see now. And then, of course, a couple of years ago, they decided to up the bankings up to 28 and turn it into a hybrid super speedway. As up front, Fontaine. And to put his dirt moves on here, trying a little slider on Peachin into 3 and 4, not able to complete the pass. He will lead that lap though. As Robert Lukens comes to pit road in the 17th position. And my guess is that's going to be a scheduled pit stop for the 33, so we'll have to keep an eye on the time over here to see. As back, whoa, issues for Dalton almost. Got way out of shape or something there and has lost about 5 spots in that 2 car. I should mention Lucan's still on pit road, so this must be an issue for that 33 car as Dalton. Some damage on that right side. He's going to come to pit road here. So the first of the leaders to come to pit road, Jason Dalton in the 2 car. Run the Celiac Foundation car. You can check out celiac.org right there. You see on the side of the car, of course. You know, a lot of people affected by it. A lot of people don't even know they're affected by celiac. And unfortunately for my family, we found out the hard way that we had our little one Lucy unfortunately battling it, but she's doing very well, and we've all learned a lot from it. Somebody just took the cone out back there coming into the pits, and I think it's Dylan Rosenberg. '91 on pit road. Not sure if that's going to be an unsafe entrance or not. We'll have to see. Right side tires going on. Dalton stop at 15 flat, by the way. Robert Lucan's still on pit road. More tires and fuel, and yep, Dylan is sitting there. So that's a penalty for him. Cannot make mistakes coming to pit road. As Tuckness and Miles battle it out now for the 4th spot. Up front, Fontaine is starting to pull away from Peachin by 0.6. Lonosaur's got fresher tires. That's what 23 here is. We got a few battles here now. Miles and Tuckness there. Maciejewski, Bryson. There's Alphen. There's Lucas Strayer. There's Tyler Pluff. A lot of guys coming into play here. Rosenberg finally leaving pit road. 1:25 in the stall there, unfortunately. All right, Sean Peach into pit road, lap 44. Here comes the outside pole sitter who's led the most laps so far here. Big shout out to all the viewers hanging out with us here tonight in the GLSR Downrange Transport Premier Series as Peachin slides it into his pit box. The Donate Life 200 here in Atlanta, Legacy Edition. There goes Peach at 14.7, so he'll be the first one on new tires. You're going to feel like Superman here for a short time. As the battle of the Brandons now is Maciejewski inside of Alfin. You see Dalton. Obviously, he's got tires now. Strayer going past Bryson. And Tuckness locks it down. He's going to come to pit road. So 21 laps to go here in the potential halfway break that's coming into play. And the way those sparks are, I'm thinking 2 tires here. He's waiting on fuel, and there he goes. Yeah, 2 tires. 13.3. I was wondering when I saw the flames out the side. I'm like, that looks like 2 tires to me. As here comes Diego Sainz to pit road. You almost have to ask, was those 2 seconds worth it? As the 44, 59 to Blaine Sparling, the 49 to Luke Simonson, all on pit road here. 4 tires and fuel for Diego. $15.1 for him. And Sparling 15.3, 15.5 for the 49 car. So Fontaine still leading, 1.2 seconds now over Stephen Miles. And Maciejewski next on pit road. And Maciejewski spinning on pit road. '93 car going for a spin. And he didn't exit pit road or anything like that, so he should be good into his pit stall. Ooh, that 3 wide back there in the background. Fuel only for the 93. He'll rejoin the track. We'll have to see where he emerges out right now. Got him in the 13th position. As Fontaine, Miles, Pluff, Strayer, Bryson, Alfin, Dalton, Carter, Tyler Brewer, the only 8 cars who have not come to pit road now. As here's Strayer looking inside on that 38 car. And he's going to back it down and bring it to pit road here in the 41. So it looks like a lot of these guys just running the tank all the way down as far as they can go. They're close to it. And we'll see if Strayer tries anything different here. He's going fuel only, 7.3. You do not want to spin him coming off pit road. Very easy to do when you have worn out tires here. Being honest here when I say I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the fuel only run right now. Because you're kind of don't really have anything to be offensive on here. You just have, you know, the fuel to get you to the end of the stage and the same tires as before, where if you take tires here, at least you're on the offense and might be able to get a spot or two or something. So we'll see if it works out for them. I see Pluff has gone by the 38 of Bryson. Tyler doing a good job in the third position right now. So the highest up guy that has been to pit road is Sean Peachin in the 7th position right now. Of course, Jason Dalton there in 9th as Tyler Brewer comes to pit road now. Diego Sainz would be 3rd. Jonathan Tuckness would be 4th. Lucas Strayer, your top 5 now. Fontaine better not look back, because here comes Stephen Miles, who has saved his tires and now rolls up here to the front on the 77. You see Tuckness going to go by and unlap himself and potentially get a little loose there. You saw that smoke. At least I think that was from the 94. Brandon Alfin, Dalton Carter to pit road, 57 laps complete. As here comes Fontaine now. Obviously, you have at least, I would think, 2 more stops in this race. You'll probably pit again at the end of this break once you get to halfway, and then go as far as you can on the next run before the finish of the race. But we'll have to see. A lot of things can happen here as Fontaine goes fuel only, 6.7 seconds. AB on pit road doing the same thing, maybe 2 tires for him, 9-second stop. He might be doing the super speedway trick here. Put 2 tires on just so you have the grip leaving the pits. So now 2 cars left to pit. Stephen Miles, Tyler Pluff. As Miles on pit road now. And so is Tyler Pluff. So that'll hand the lead to Sean Peachin, who's going to have a pretty big lead. As Pluff locks it down, gets into a stop as Miles leaves, 6.1. And 6.4 for Pluff, so fuel only for those guys. And there's your leader, Sean Peachin. Trying to maximize on every opportunity he has here to potentially be that 4th driver to get into the playoffs, but also He'll get that bonus point here for leading at the halfway point if he can lead in 5 laps. And now he's in the outside wall. And he got that wall good. And that right there is the fresh tire difference. You see how Maciejewski did not take tires at that stop, and he has now fallen back and is now a lap down at 13th. Lane Sparling, 8th position. We're getting outside of Tyler Pluff, going to take 7th away. Yeah, I'm really now at a point where I felt, I don't think the not taking tires was a good move. I know strategy-wise you're saving a set of tires for later in the race, but you're kind of putting yourself back now a little bit. And I guess in the end it will likely work out because, you'll have a long enough run hopefully to go back to the front, but it seems like you put more work on yourself doing it. Laps to go before halfway. Peachin already over here on the back straightaway. He's got 2.9 seconds now over Diego Sainz. Diego about 0.2 of a second faster. So unless something crazy happens to the 69, he should not catch him. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, Sean Peachin looking to maximize his efforts into this final spot, as he's going to lead the most laps in the first half of the race. He's going to lead the halfway lap and get himself a bonus point, and potentially could be on his way to a win if he can finish it off as the caution comes out and Peachin gets that bonus point. And for the 3rd straight race, a halfway break has brought out the yellow. Here we go back to pit road. Will we see any kind of strategy here, you wonder? Tyler Pluff, Lucas Simonson, they stay out. And Peach is going to races. It looks like everybody goes 4 tires and fuel here. Some get a damage fixed on their car. Interesting. Let's talk to the guy who's been up front most of the race. No pressure on him here this evening as he's going for broken at KJD 22 ride. as he's looking pretty sporty there. Sean, you got a copy?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So obviously you're led to most laps here this evening. Got yourself the strategy to go halfway. Of course, looking for everything you can get to maximize on that effort. Do you have what it takes to get yourself into the Final Four here in about 60 laps?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in a really good position, obviously, as you pointed out. I think the car is super good right now. We've dominated pretty much the first half. We've got a good tire degradation on our numbers. We did the right strategy. I think the only thing that can really hurt us is if we get a late race caution. We might be in trouble to some of the guys who kind of waited on the tires there. But I think we definitely have a chance. If it stays green like it's been all night, I think we'll be there at the end. And we put a lot of work into tonight to try and get to the championship 4. And I'm either going to go to the championship 4 or die trying.
Yeah, I was going to say, you ran a lot of laps. I looked over at one point, I think you ran like 75 laps in practice. I mean, was it that good of a rhythm you were feeling out there? Was it a lot of learning? And are you still learning at this moment?
I don't think we're really learning at the moment. I think right now the thing is those laps where we were trying different lines to see, like, okay, what preserves the tires the best, what gives us the best average lap time over the time, in concert with like how long we planned on going. So a lot of it was just collecting data on different points. We did it yesterday as well, but we practiced on a sunny track. And so we wanted to recollect data on the cloudy track. And so we were kind of just doing a few programs to get the car, to get the grip and see where the grip and time kind of delta was. And so, yeah, it required a little extra.
There you go, man. Well, best of luck to you. And we'll see if you can pull it off. Got some strategy there in front of you. So should be interesting.
Yeah, got some strategery, I see.
Strategery.
Yeah, so thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Sean Peach in the... Well, guy that led it halfway. He's not going to be the guy leading now. As Lucas Simonson is leading this race, but Peachin looking pretty good as we get him down to his KJD 22 team. Looks like Tyler Pluff, Dalton Carter back on the lead lap. Dylan Rosenberg, the first one a lap down. Come off of turn 4. The word is bond. As these guys group up together and go to the green flag as Simonson spins the tires a little bit there. And they are going to jump him 3 wide to turn 1. And we're going to quiet the mics and let you turn it up here on the Captain Esports Network. Oh, no, we're not. Blaine Sparling goes spinning. No caution as he keeps it down. And he's going to tow it back to pit road. No caution. We stay green. All right, now we'll turn it up. Diego Sainz is taking it away. Sean Peachin wants to eat it back. Looking all like that first run all over again as Sainz took the lead for a couple laps, and then Peachin took it and ran with it until Fontaine got to him. But Brandon Alford looking to put the pressure on. Let's go back to the replay and see what happened to Blaine Sparling. Everybody jumps to 49 here trying to get around him. Oh, Dalton gets in front of him, and unfortunately Blaine gets yeeted. Looks like Dalton got in front of him, and he moved down, and Tuckness was there at his left rear. And Angel Pixie, unfortunately, goes around into the wall. So we stay green, though. 76 laps complete. All of a sudden, the sun's starting to kind of appear here. That'll change this track setting real quick. Yeah, appreciate the viewers hanging out here this evening. If you're new to the chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button, get your notifications on, so you can be a part of all the Captain Esports Network broadcasts in the future. Of course, we've been sharing out YouTube Shorts for the last couple of months now for you to check out. And, well, we just started adding TikToks in there and more. So we always get highlights and the last lap of races into videos there to help promote not only the leagues, but the streaming and stuff like that. Make sure you share the word about the Captain Esports Network out there on social media. As often trying to get around Sean Peachin for second here. Fontaine back there behind the Brandon Maciejewski now up to 5th. Dalton up to 6th. Miles 7th. Bryson Strayer Pluff your top 10. Oh, Peachin and Alfin hard into the wall. And that will bring the caution out. Look out, everyone. And Brandon Alfin's playoff runs come to an end right there with a hip check. Let's see what happens. I mean, it looked like, let me see what I saw. Yeah, Peachin looked like he was going to hit the outside wall and turned off. It got loose, and unfortunately often smashes that outside wall. And that's going to bring leaders, most of them, to pit road as Sean Peachin stays out. And this is interesting. Who here has a set of tires left now? So I would think for a lot of these guys, they're down to one set of tires now. Let's look at this one more time because oh yeah, that's a rough angle. Good job, everybody, to miss him. So interesting. Cars a lap down now. Coming to pit road. Just trying to confirm, I believe that Tyler Brewer got the free pass on this caution. Yeah, unfortunate break there, Brandon. So that right there, the first caution in 2.5 races outside of the halfway break. You go back to the green-white checker finish at North Wilkesboro in the race 1 of the playoffs. That was the last time we had a wreck for cause, and that was the Tyler Pluff spin in the oops, no green-white checkers race. All right, Sean Peach and Jonathan Tuckness, Diego Sainz, Sam Fontaine, Brandon Moncheski, your top 5. Into the restart zone they go. And there you see the wheel spin coming into play as the top 2 cars stayed out here under this caution. As Tuckness is going to take the lead, the battle on his signs, looking inside of Peach and not able to get the run. And here comes the fresh tires of Fontaine to the outside. Of course, the million-dollar question here, and the answer actually is yes in this case, is can these guys go the rest of the way on fuel? They sure can. The cars that came to pit road there. So that tells me that Peach and Tuckness are looking at tires, which kind of is a surprising move from Tuckness here. Only because he's now on the defensive here, and if somebody were to get out there and battle for the lead, that's in the playoffs, he has really no way of being offensive to stop that from happening. Now, the best thing that can happen for the 94 right now is the fact that the 77 leads his race. And up, where he would be the last driver in the playoffs through the points to be in the Final Four, which would be his first trip of his GLSR career. I want to remind you, 40 Racewear has all the gloves and shoes and merchandise you need for your iRacing experience or any other racing game you like to play. You can check out 40racewear.com, put those shoes on, and get yourself a set of gloves and feel like you're racing right there in your game room, in front of your wheel, and have a good old time thanks to 40 Racewear. Make sure you check out their items at 40racewear.com. Let's go up here to Miles as he has Tyler Pluff to his outside and bringing Alex Bryson, the winner from the Darlington Raceway, to his inside with him. Peach is free falling back to the 10th position, now back to 11th, unfortunately, as Dalton and Simonson have gone by. And the battle right here for this 4th position is on. Good fighting here between these two. The AB looking there, and there's Stephen Miles to his inside. Miles going to clear, and here comes the 38 with him. Diego Sainz has done so many things this season. He's won plenty of poles, got himself a win late in the season at Michigan. Otherwise, he has been good enough points-wise to get into the playoffs all season long. And now tonight, looks to put his way into the Final Four for the first time ever. He's got a very hungry Fontaine there behind him. And if he wasn't to win the race tonight, he would need Tuckness to pretty much finish at the end of the lead lap, if not further back. And that would be him finishing up front to counter that. So it's either win or go home pretty much at this point for the 44 car. And speaking of Tuckness, Luke Simonson in the Aaron's Pepsi car to the inside. Oh, getting close to each other there. You see Dalton now looking. Scheduled pit stop for Robert Lukens in the 33 car. I kind of joked about it last week with Dalton. I said the pressure was on for him because we have all three drivers of the four that ran in last season's Final Four race at Homestead. The only one not in was Jason Dalton at this point. And it's kind of ironic that Dalton is running a Lucy paint scheme, and look who's standing next to me now. Hey, Lucy. You okay? You gonna say goodnight? Okay. Good night, sweetie. I love you. So she's watching now. Yeah, they're racing car. Yeah. That's the car. Number 2, yeah. And look who's... I'll get you a view of it. Whose name is that right there? Lucy. Oh, she's gone. There you go. You got a cameo from Lucy on the broadcast. As Tuckness is going to come to pit road, tried to, almost locks it down, still trying to hold on. Down pit road, 4 tires and fuel. Likely here for the 94 with 32 laps to go. Is that enough time? As we got a battle for the lead now. Fontaine and Steins going at it. So 14-6 for Tuckness as he pulls away, and they're leaning on each other up here. Strayer up to the 3rd position. Tyler Pluff up to 4th. As the strategy is open now, Sean Peachin comes to pit road. I see flames coming out the right side. Does that mean 2 tires here for Peachin? Nope, he's going 4. 4 tires and fuel, 14.6 for the Spicy Schemes car. All right. As there's your top 3 going into turn 3. Fontaine, as I mentioned, one of the winningest drivers here in the series history. Diego Sainz, who's had a fantastic season, looking to put a crown on it at the end here. Lucas Strayer not yet with a win this season, but he's been close plenty of times. Tyler Pluff has been even closer to getting a win. Stephen Miles back there in 5th. Kicked off the season with a win at Auto Club Speedway. Got another win just 2 weeks ago at the Kansas Speedway. Of course, Alex Bryson back there winning at Darlington last week into the Final 4. He went. Brandon Maciejewski, that caution at halfway, helping him out as he actually spun out coming to pit road. And there he is in the 7th position right now for him. As again, these guys racing tonight, by the way, for charities. Over $530 being raised and going to be donated with a driver's name on it. Whoever can win this race to a charity of their choice. So the question now is, can Peachin and Tuckness reel in the leaders? As who's that in the wall? It's Diego Sainz in the wall. A big mistake by the 44 car. And all of a sudden, he's in trouble here with 26 laps to go. battle for a second on here. Strayer and Pluff. Right there behind Fontaine. Here comes Miles now in the play. Let's see if I can go back and find what happened to Diego there. Lap 105, lap 104, somewhere in that range.
You can see it. There you go.
Thank you. Hey, see Tuck just going by with the fresh tires. Pluff goes up.
I see a race. I just see the race.
Yeah, they're racing. And Stephen Miles moving up a position also. With 23 laps to go, here is the replay of what happened to the Diego Sainz car. Let's go back and look. And it's already happened actually here, so unfortunately missed it there, but let's try one more again here. It's going to happen on the next lap here. It comes out of turn 4 here and just gets tight and hits the wall. I think really gets it that time. And Strayer getting very loose there, coming off of turn 4, so it's down to who has the best tires now. You see Tyler Pluff now up to second as he saves the magic of that first win for the race that would put him into the final 4. Of course, he came so close battling with Fontaine and North Wilkesboro and then spun himself out trying to win the race. Can he get himself up there and do it again? Can Miles get up there? Strayer battling. Here comes Peachin on the fresh tires. I mean, the only way he's going to have a choice here, a chance to win this race, is if he can get back on the lead lap. Seeing the number 41 car up here at the front. Of course, the Lucas Strayer car. Right there, you can type in the code GLSR. You go to Spoiler Diecast on their website and get yourself a 5% discount. Also free shipping for any order over $20. Just type in that code GLSR there at the time you purchase there on their website at Spoiler Diecast as Machieski goes by. So move him up to 4th. Brandon tries to find his way in after missing the first race of the playoffs. He's come so close before bad things have happened. Of course, he had a solid finish last week, but he just needs this race to come together for him here. And he's right there in 4th. You see the leader right up there ahead. And could it be him going to the playoffs? Now, right now, with the Diego Sainz contact and Tuckness running in the 12th position, let's pull up the points here really quickly on the screen because this makes things interesting. Because you see Tyler Pluff was 27 points back. So right now, the way things go, if Fontaine wins this race, Tuckness will get in on points to the final 4. Because Tyler Pluff, unfortunately, is too far back to get in on points. He would have to win this race. Diego Sainz, the only guy mathematically in. As we entered the race here tonight. As Pluff back out the outside wall right there going into turn 3 and loses second to Miles. top 6 cars all right there within 2 seconds of each other. As Maciejewski looking to the bottom. Doing all he can there on that top side to squeeze down to 93 and trying to hold on. As he, oh, and then he scrapes the outside wall. He knows this is his only chance to get there. As Miles reeling in the 77. Bryce in 6th position back here, and then how about Luke Simonson doing a good job as he battles with Jason Dalton back here for 9th. And again, next week will be the race next Wednesday night, Homestead Miami Speedway. The crowning of a champion. We just got one race left before the 4th of July week, or 2 week races. We got one tomorrow night, and then we're off all the way until Wednesday. And of course, you'll see some YouTube shorts and stuff put up, and TikToks and things. And other than that, gonna kind of take a step back and enjoy, of course. Going to get kind of emotional later on in the week as it's going to be coming up on the 7th anniversary of Dad passing away, of course, on Friday. And actually going to participate in my first ever, or not first ever, it'll be the first one in, gosh, about 10 years, walk event. I'm looking forward to doing that event coming up here on Saturday myself, so. I'm going to enjoy myself a little bit with the family and stuff. So 0.5 of a second, a half second, Fontaine back to Miles. Maciejewski about 1.2 seconds back now in 3rd. Strayer 1.14 back. These guys are digging deep now. Go back to this 5th position as Pluff is starting to fall back now. Strayer's gone by. Now he's in the wall. Bryson's going to go by for 5th. To go, and Pluff now on the outside wall hard. As he gives Rosenberg plenty of room there, but Pluff hit the outside wall up there in the front straightaway, and that might have hurt the car big time. As AB now putting the pressure on Strayer. for the 4th position, 6 laps to go. And this is perfect for what Tuckness wants right now. 12th position for him, but he's got the 2 cars right up in the front too that have won a race in the playoffs, which would put him in on the points. The question is, which one of them are going to be the guy that goes to victory lane in this race? As you see Strayer work back to the inside. As Fontaine comes off 4, he's got Miles right there in his mirror and 4 laps to go. As Fontaine goes right down to that white line. Miles to the top side, should get a run down the straightaway here. Here he comes. Fontaine went top side. Here comes Miles to the bottom. Three to go. Is there an Atlanta finish in our future here? Ooh, Miles center off, just rolled up to him. He's got a little free there on exit as he got to his door. 2 to go. Maciejewski trying to make one more valiant effort back there in third. Fontaine is fighting that wheel right now. As they come off turn number 4, they'll see the white flag. Miles is there again. Final lap here from Atlanta. Oh, we've seen this so many times. Fontaine makes the move. Miles with a crossover. A little bit of a block from Fontaine, it looks like. As Miles sends it in. Here we go again. Laning on each other. Both of them get loose. Drag race to the line. Fontaine. Two 100ths of a second. Fontaine wins. And he donate life 200. And with that, Jonathan Tuckness has clinched his spot as the 4th and final driver who will race for the championship next week in Homestead. Uh-oh. Oops. I don't think you meant for that to happen. Fontaine burns it down, and we'll see victory lane here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Congratulations to him as we take a look at the final results as Fontaine wins it over Miles by 28 1/1000ths of a second. Maciejewski third, Bryson fourth, and Lucas Strayer your top five. Pluff finishes sixth. Diego Sainz seventh. Dalton Carter eighth. Jason Dalton ninth, and Luke Simonson ends up in the top 10. Jonathan Tuckness 11th. Tyler Brewer 12th. Sean Peachin 13th. Dylan Rosenberg 14th, and Joey Ladiseur finishes in the 15th position. 16th goes to Robert Lukens, Brandon Alphin 17th, Blaine Sparling 18th, Josh Gagnon in 19th, and we've learned that Cam Ingram did make it to the race after being stuck in Atlanta traffic. He was spotting, I believe, for the 44. I don't know if that part's true or not, but either way, great race out of the guys here this evening. We'll talk to some drivers here and get you ready for what is going to be the Final Four when it's all over with. And let's go talk to that fourth driver, who I'm sure might be relieved when this thing is all said and done, is Jonathan Tuckness. We bring him up here. Obviously, Jonathan, not the way these three races were planned to go for you, but you still found a way with your great runs this season to put yourself in as the fourth driver in the Final Four. And I think he ran away. We'll come back to him. Let me go put him up here. And let's talk to our third place driver there, Brandon Maciejewski, who joins us here. Brandon, so close, man. Obviously, you got within about a second and a half as those guys started to battle and just falling up a little bit short there. Third position for you, but in the end, two fantastic races in the playoffs out of the obviously the one you missed and obviously the other one a little bit of rough luck.
Well, they always say 13's a bad number, right? It's not an unlucky number. Well, we were 1.3 off the lead there, so obviously it's not as heartbreaking as the .028 from Miles coming across the line. I mean, that was a great finish. Like I told him in chat, man, that was a heck of a battle to watch from where I was sitting. I wish I could have been involved, but I just didn't have the tire to get there. But it's always a good day when I get to come talk to you.
Yeah, talk about obviously the racing there at Atlanta has always been great. You know, that's why people missed the track already with its super speedway stuff on it. But you guys going from top to bottom all over the place, and you'll put on a good show.
Yeah, man, it was basically like orchestrated ice skating out there. The car had basically no grip, and you just kind of had to point it towards the hot dog stand off the corner and just hope you didn't hit the wall. You know, just trying to get the drive off, and it was rough. I mean, the tires were definitely burning up. It's an abrasive surface, but no, I thought it was really good racing all around today.
Speaking of the ice skating, pit road.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. We got saved thanks to the caution coming up, and we ended up getting lucky dog. That was not an expected stop, but it ended up being one. So, yeah, not my proudest moment, but we kept the yellow flag from coming out. We got down pit road. We got it gassed up and back out there. And, you know, it's accidents happen, man. I'm human.
They do. No, they do. Just figured that's what happened there. But great job still. Good third place finish. Obviously not, I know what you wanted championship-wise this season, but obviously still a chance to finish fifth in points next week at Homestead, and send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, man, big shout-out to the Captain Esports Network. Every week coming in, he's doing the thing, man. He's broadcasting the league, getting us out there in front of everybody on YouTube. Big shout-out to my wife, who's still home from having our second kid and everything, so she's taking care of both kids while I'm out here racing, and without her, I wouldn't be here. So I know I give her a shout out every time, and I don't know if she'll ever hear it, but if she hears me talking, she knows that I love her dearly, and you know, for letting me do this, it's super cool. And you know, big shout out to Sam, Steven, Brisson, everybody that we raced around tonight, Strayer. I mean, I could go down the list. There's guys that were out there just driving the wheels off the thing. I said at the start to the team, I said, this is going to be a driver's track. You got to be on it. You got to have active hands. You got to be getting as much power down as you can without kicking it sideways. And we did a little bit of drifting, but we just kept it going forward. So
nothing wrong with that, man. Well, congratulations on the third place run, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, brother. I'll be here.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully I'll talk to you again.
Sounds good. Hey, I like that idea. Brandon Maciejewski, the third place finisher here tonight, and appreciate all what he's doing, and obviously happy for him and his family having that second kid. So let's get our...
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
Have
no
a good
problem.
night.
You too, buddy. As we'll get our next driver up here, and let's see if Tuckness has woken up yet. JT, you got a copy? He has not come back yet, so we'll go back to him and talk to our second place finisher, Stephen Miles, as also close here to winning at home, which I know is something you probably wanted very badly. Obviously, so close, but what anything you could have done different that you think back? So, man, I should have done this.
Nah, that's why I'm so I'm pissed off, but at the same time I'm happy because I mean I left it all out there on the track. I think I did the best driving that I could do, and just to have a shot there at the end against the hardest driver to pass in the league. I mean, it is what it is. I'm pissed off, but it's just a competitor in me, and he can have this one. We'll see about who get next one.
Well, obviously, still a great effort for you tonight, and I know it probably makes it a little bit easier knowing that you're in the playoffs in that Final Four already. Maybe it's one of those things where, you know what, he can have this one, you get next week?
Yeah, I mean that's somewhat how it goes, but I was just upset today. Me and Bryce was upset for Alf, and we really wanted him to get in and wanted us to, as a team, to get in. And unfortunately, what happened to him when Peaching up there, but right there at the end with Fontaine, that was the only move I could have went with. I knew I was faster than him in 3 and 4, more than 1 and 2, and he rolled the bottom and tried to save, and he still burnt up his right rear, he said, but I'm noticing how it's a copycat lead, and everybody's starting to see what I do and how I do it, and they almost catching up to me. But I mean, it was a fun race there at the end. I drove it in, try to upset him a little bit, because that's the best thing I could have did with the momentum on the outside, and right there, just too much wheel spin, and he got that little run on me and got it at the line like Harvick got Gordon.
He sure did, and obviously a tough break there, and understand the frustration there, finishing second, but nonetheless, man, go to Homestead, get yourself another championship potentially, and send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Shout out to my mom and my dad. They're watching this race. They've been watching it for the last couple of weeks, ever since I made them subscribe. And shout out to my girlfriend. Shout out to Guide. And yeah, I mean, my mom just texted me and told me, "Close, you'll get them next time." So that just motivates me even more, just knowing that she's watching me and cheering me on. And shout out to my teammates Bryson and Alfin. I wish he could have made it. Shout out Dale's Pool, Laser Racing, Scholar. Appreciate you for everything you do and these wonderful broadcasts you put on for these fans. Thank the fans too. Good win for Fontaine. I mean, he shows week in and week out why he's the number one driver. 1 or 2 between whoever else. And just me and him been finishing in the top 2 and 3 these last 3 weeks, and now we go to Homestead, where anybody could pretty much win the top 6, so it should be exciting. So all the fans need to tune in, and that'll be it, man.
Might want to be careful. Mom might chase you with a bar of soap.
I'm pretty sure she probably was saying something underneath her breath when I kept up. Well, it messed me up. It was like 2 laps before the last lap when I got loose on the Fontaine. I lost some momentum, and that really what hurt me. But I mean, I can't be mad at leaving everything on the track, and I'm gonna do the same next week.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, good job tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. As Stephen Miles finishes in the second position here tonight, good effort on his part, obviously. And let's see if third time's a charm here, if I got Tuckness or not. JT, you got a copy? Yeah, we tried. Anyways. Here, let's just put him back in his channel over there. But either way, good effort on his part tonight. And congratulations to him on being the 4th and final driver in making it to the playoffs. And let's talk to our winner now, who did a good job holding off Mr. Miles there and going to victory lane here tonight. Obviously, Sam Fontaine, great job. Obviously, a battle. You and Miles there at the end did everything you had to do to get yourself in victory lane. And obviously, get just another win in the column, and obviously leading 57 laps here tonight, and gonna go for the championship next week.
Yeah, was a great race for sure. Fun battle at the end with Miles, and hopefully I learned a couple things tonight. I think that's what I did in the second half, where I learned how to more deal with certain things on track to have a better car at the end of the race, and that's really what matters for next week, I think.
When you
So
go into
really happy.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
No, I was
really
just-
happy with that.
You go into the championship race next week tied with the most wins this season, obviously, with Tuckness now as you get your 4th win of the season. But you've got a really good group of 4 guys here that are going to race hard next week at Homestead. So, I mean, what's it going to take? I mean, you obviously last year fell up a little bit short. Obviously, you know how to get that championship done. What's it going to take next week, though? Is it a win? Is it, best finish? What are we thinking?
For sure it's gonna be a win, and to be the best driver on that day to that track. I mean, it's gonna be really competitive. Like the 4 best driver of the season, all of them have at least 1 win, and I mean everyone like are really great in the top 4, and I mean the whole top 10 were really good. But the top 4 is really outstanding, so it's gonna be a really tough battle next week. The win's gonna be the goal for everyone, I'm sure.
Well, great job tonight, and congratulations on getting this win, and obviously add to that league total, and obviously putting yourself, as you continue to do, up there at the top or near the top of the best driver in this series history. Obviously, you've done a lot of big things, and obviously another chance to add to that accolades next week, and send some shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, just want to shout out to every guys who showed up tonight. I mean, without them, we wouldn't have that much fun racing clean the whole night. We got 1 caution, which was really unfortunate, but I mean, super clean race, super competitive guys. I mean, without them, like that wouldn't be the same. So shout out to all of those guys who showed up, and everyone who helped to put it together. The sponsor, obviously Kevin who sponsored us for the last 3 season, and for every other sponsor that showed up this season to help everyone, and obviously for you for your great job that you're doing as a broadcaster, as always.
Appreciate it, man. Well, hey, great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You too, buddy. As Fontaine goes to victory lane here tonight, and congratulations to him as, again, the 4 drivers have put themselves in the spot to go for the championship here next week at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll be here next week at 8:30, 8:45, somewhere in that range. We'll try to talk to all 4 drivers and stuff before the race, and go crown ourselves a champion next week. But a big shout out to, again, the Lucas Simonson car, of course, the 49, for what he has done. Him, Josh Gagnon, Joey Ladasor, and Dylan Rosenberg for putting up the money that they have done here tonight. As a matter of fact, let me grab Fontaine one more time here real quickly, because I did mean to ask him this, and I did not. Just click on different channels here really quickly of Discord. Let me get Fontaine back up here really quickly. Sam, meant to ask you, buddy. I totally blanked on the charity thing tonight. Of course, you obviously a charity race tonight, and it looks like over $500 going somewhere. If you any choice of a place that's going to go, or what's the deal here?
Yeah, the deal here is to help out with Joey. Like I did a paint for him tonight, and that's gonna be on his hand. So in his case, it was the Children Hospital of Eastern Ontario. As always, like I think it's always a great cause to help out with the children's, and yeah. So
That's awesome, man. Nice job, well done, and appreciate it again. As Fontaine wins it, and again, Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, pretty cool deal there. So nice job on his part to put that money there, as we get hit back to that KJD2 channel. So there you go, well done on Sam's part and everybody who's involved in that whole deal to put the money together to do something cool like that. this season is really cool. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna head out. We'll see you at Homestead next Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, of course, we got another league race, and that one's at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. Be the final one for a week, and which might be a good thing because I've been coughing a little bit this today. That kind of scares me a little bit. Anyways, we're going to head out and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, used, or be transmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain Esports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation